Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Let me get another device so I can see everybody's comments. So, because sometimes I have issues seeing people's comments. Am I on the right channel? I think I'm on the right channel. And let me put my kids here up there. Um, Hopefully everybody's doing well. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. So y'all make sure that y'all check out my video on Phase Captain Quarters. I have three. I have three messy requests. Well, they're not really messy. I'm just trying to use something to capture y'all attention over there. So yesterday was interesting, right? Interesting, very interesting. When I was when I was hey Lena, thank you for coming in. Londa, excuse me. When I was younger, we moved from one city to another. And the teacher asked my mother, is there anything we need to know about Geneva? Y'all know my name, Geneva. Is there anything we need to know about little Geneva? When she, I think I was in either second or third grade. And I remember the teacher name was Catherine Miller. She ended up being one of my favorite teachers. And my mother said to her, keep your eye on her and please understand that she will start some stuff that will disrupt your class, and all attention will be on her. And when it comes down, she'll be sitting at her desk, doing her work and ignoring it after she done got everything stirred up. In other words, keep your eye on her. She's that one. And I thought about that this morning. I said, my mama need to come down to the social media and say, keep your eye on her because she can stir up some stuff. She can stir up some stuff. So yesterday was interesting. uh, Conversations. I went over there on Thais match. I went to the Lions Den. It wasn't the Lions Den, but we're gonna call it that. I'm gonna be dramatic about it. I'm just gonna be dramatic about it. So my title, think tank vloggers, trust, why disbelief. So last night they went live again, and it was very interesting. Hey, T Danielle. Hey, Sugar. Last night live was very interesting. Over they Last night they called it "The People Are Talking," and of course Sean, St. James, King Jives, and William and Zoe, which is Bernard, Bishop Bernard Jordan. They were all live at the same time, and they were saying people were talking, and it was again after a day of seminars and discussions and classes and workshops and them doing activities. Then they came live towards the end of the night to finish it off by having a discussion where the live audience can see. Um, and they showed a clip of where there was still some issues between Jives and William, more mainly with William, and they showed the activity they did where the trust activity, and if you've been in any type of organization, college, school, you may have seen or participate in this activity where the person just basically fall back and they trust the other person to catch them. William was the one who fell back to trust Jives to catch him, and it was a warm moment. But in my title, I have trust. And I started thinking this morning that there are some people who like the folks who went, but they still like, well, they're gonna be messy when they get back. They're gonna fall out again. And I'm talking about everybody, the posers and the non-opposers, just those of us, the audience looking at it. I started thinking about why do they feel like it's still going to be a issue when they get back. Hey, LaDon. Hey, Sugar. Why do they still think it's going to be an issue? And it made me think about, y'all know I like to use examples of personal examples, or when I say personal, I mean things that I have experienced in life. So I'm going to tell y'all a little story, and I'm going to make it quick about a personal thing that happened in life. Now, most of y'all have heard me say before that I was raised by two parents who did not go to church up until a certain age. My parents, they married young. My mom was 17, my dad was 19. They was very successful in marriage and having their children, but they grew in their marriage. They matured and grew up. So when they first got married, and they started having children, they did not go to church. Now, they both came from parents who went to church. Both of them came from parents who were very active in the church. both parents. And but they themselves only went on Mother's Day, Easter. They would send us to vacation Bible schools to probably appease my grandma, or it was just the thing to do. But up until a certain age, my parents were members of the Elks Club, members of the VFW. I would describe my parents as black flower children, like up with the people type people. They partied. They worked hard. They took care of their children, and they wasn't church people. They was not the type of parents that you looked at and say they were church people at all. My daddy, and I've told this before, my daddy was, I'm gonna get to a point, I'm gonna get back to the think tank, to the bloggers, to St. James, Williams, and Jives. Y'all stay with me. Give me just a few minutes. My daddy was a very functioning alcoholic in that he wasn't a falling down drunk. He wasn't an irresponsible person. My daddy worked 2 jobs all the life that I knew him, and took if we were poor, I ain't know. I grew up on 409 Lawton Court, East Side. If we were poor, I ain't know. My daddy was a very good father, a good provider, a good husband. But he was a functioning alcoholic. My daddy drank Smirnoff vodka probably every single day. Every single day. And a lot of people will say, well, he wasn't a drunk. He wasn't missing work. He wasn't in fault. He wasn't. No, that is what is called a functioning alcoholic. Hey, social Korean, thank you for coming in. And this may be a very familiar story of a lot of Black middle class or working class 2-parent family, what I'm saying. So that's who he was, and again, even on Mother's Day, when my mom would get us up and we're going to church, or on Easter when my mom would get us up and we're going to church, my daddy would be like, I ain't going. I'll see y'all when y'all get home. I don't remember as a child ever seeing my daddy go to church if it wasn't a funeral. I really don't. When I was 14 years old, something happened with my dad on the inside. Nothing that you could see. He was still going to work every day, two days, still making sure we had what we want. Listen, my parents bought me a car when I was 15. Now, it wasn't no Mercedes, BMW, none of that. It was a 1974. Listen, I'm 55 years old, y'all, okay? It was a 1974 Ford Pinto, 4-speed. But my point is that my daddy was still providing well, very well. My 2 older sisters prior to me was bought a car. We lived, if we were poor, I ain't know. Okay, that wasn't my business. I was a kid. So something happened to my daddy on the inside spiritually, and he told us more recently, it was a few years ago, he told us, and it was the first time he had shared it. I knew something happened, but I didn't know what. And he said, I was walking past a mirror, and the Lord said to me, now mind you, this is a man who never been to church. I mean, other than how he grew up. The Lord said to me, go back and look at yourself. He said, we went back to the mirror, hey, Kitten Hills, and looked at himself and was concerned about what he saw. And he went and sought out a guy that he knew, and he knew he was a pastor. He grew up with the guy, and he contacted him, which happens to be my husband's uncle, which is how we ended up together some years later, much years later, because I was 14 when this happened. And him and this guy that he knew growing up, and another pastor in the city, start praying with my daddy, and my daddy got saved. Now, again, my parents were members of the Elks Lounge. They hung out at the VFW. They went on trips with friends. They drank. My mom was more of a social drinker. She wasn't a drinker every day like my dad, but she was a social drinker. And my mom was like, huh? You go to church now? You don't drink no more? Man, ain't nobody believe that. You're just going through a phase. You'll be drinking next week. And next week came, he wasn't drinking. You'll be drinking next month. My mama, she just kept hanging out with her friends and her sister. Your daddy go to church now. Y'all go on, y'all put your clothes on, go to church with daddy. My mama still wasn't going. It was 2 years before my mama. I think somewhere, I would say around a year or close to 2 years before my mama converted to Christianity. Why did I just tell that story? People don't believe you change. We have a hard time going from seeing Jives fighting William, William fighting Jives. Jives calling St. James Snake James. St. James throwing little darts back at Jives. We have seen this for so many years that is what we're used to seeing. So now that they're saying, we're cool now, we're going to collab, we're going to work together, we're going to polish up our channels. Are we going to still give the gossiping news that happened in the church? Yes, we are. But we're going to do it in a more excellent, more responsible way. We've seen William just out people. We've seen William say, go over to my obnoxious website and my blog. And we have seen William put up videos of them getting it on naked. Booty all out. Booty all out. We've seen Jives cuss somebody out. Cuss folk out. We've seen these fellas do this. It is hard for us to go from take our mind, our human mind, from seeing them that behavior to the behavior that they're saying that they're going to have going forward. And the reason why I use that example is because it was a hard time for my mother to see my dad from the behavior that she had always seen of him. This is atrocious. What's atrocious, baby? Hey, clean vision. How you doing, sugar? So it was hard for her to see that this man that she was married to, her friend, changed from someone that she hung out with, and we work through the week hard. We take care of our children on the weekend. We lay our hair down and go the way they act. Okay, I get that. Hey, Yaya. So it was hard for her to see that transformation. I hope I'm on the right channel. I'm on the right channel. I think I'm on the right channel. I am. Yes, I am. Yeah. When I saw Yaya, I said, uh-oh, hey, Yaya, thanks for joining Miss Cruiser too over here in the messy church sector. So it's hard to see them like Clear Vision said, acting atrocious, diabolical even, to we're going to do this more cleaned up, polished thing. It was the same thing with my mom. You know, my dad's always, anybody would tell you, pre-Christ, post-Christ, before my dad got saved, after my dad got saved, he was a nice guy. He was a good, hardworking, good providing guy, but he drank. He could be a mean drunk too, just not to his family, but he, none of y'all better not run up on him. But because he'll get with you. But he was, other than that, he was a nice guy. But in spite of that, they could not see this guy who loves to go out to this guy that's in the church now. So they was expecting any day now, he's going to pick that bottle of Smirnoff alcohol. I don't know how my daddy drank that. I can't even stand the smell of it. That stuff is awful. I don't like the smell of it or Absolute. How people drink that? Oh, anyway, but they thought, okay, any day now he gonna pick that Smirnoff up again and get him a couple of Bulls. Is that what the beer was? Bulls or whatever the beer was. Get him a beer and have him a little. They thought that day never came. In fact, a year or more later, he even stopped smoking cigarettes. Now, my mama, she when she went up to that altar and submitted to Christ, she put them cigarettes down at the altar. She never came back. She just quit cold turkey. She was just done with it. She just never looked back. She never looked back on drinking. No, I mean, my mom might have some wine now, but as far as drinking, but my point is telling all my parents' business is this: people have a hard time seeing change, and they don't know. And one thing that Jives said is that I don't remember whether it was Jives or whether it was St. James. They said we did the work here in these 2 days of seminars and activities and classes and whatever it is that they did while they were there. That was hard. And all the emotional things, they're admitting to some things. They're going through the process of forgiving and each other and all that. He said that was hard. He said, but the real, whichever one it was, I can't remember, but the real work starts when we leave here. The real work starts when we hit our live button and go live when we're no longer here. That's when and I'm sure for my daddy, it was a struggle. It wasn't like, okay, I'm saved now. I submit to Christ. I'm hanging around these pastors. They taking, I'm praying with them. They're talking to me. I'm sure, that was hard work to go from one way to another way. But the real work was living it out when you don't have that support around you, living it out, maintaining, staying with it. And even if you had a moment, I don't know if he had a moment of falling where he might have, slip a little shot or something. I don't know that. I don't know that to be true nor false. I don't know. I've never asked him. But even if he had a moment of that where you have a slip up, getting up from the floor and saying, okay, I slipped up, that doesn't mean I'm going to turn it all around. Why can't I remember my password? Uh, Okay, there it is. That doesn't mean I'm going to turn it all around and forget the progress I made. That just means I'm going to stand back up and keep on going. So this live is quick. I know this is all I got. I just came on to talk about uh, I understand people side-eyeing the whole thing. What are they doing? How long is it going to last? This ain't going to last long. Give them a week, give them a month, give them 6 months. They're going to be back there. I understand that. And I don't think people really, well, some people mean it, some people hoping they fail. And I ain't talking about you, I'm talking about them. And I ain't talking about them, I'm talking about those. I'm talking about whoever it is that's hoping they fail, you're the one I'm talking about. And I don't know who that is, but there's surely some people that would hope that they fail. And that's just that's probably just a fact. But I'm reading something in my back chat. Y'all stop. It off. I'm sure that there are some people who think they will and hope they will. But in spite of that, I'm sure they're not doing it for the people. I'm sure they're doing it for the improvement of themselves and their channel. And so we're just going to sit back and see what happens. And surely we're going to talk about it because that's what we do on here, right? And I expect that. Who says if it happened on YouTube, we're going to talk about it? That's a correct saying. If you do stuff in the public, if you do it for public consumption, you do something out in the open, folks going to talk about it. And that's just the way it is. And I expect it. That's how the content rolls. It's going to be opposing views. There's going to be views supporting views. And then there's going to be people that's kind of just watching. And that's just how it is. I understand that to be how it is. But I just wanted to give a little bit of my thoughts on why people are reacting to this, the way they're reacting to it, in a way of saying, giving it the side eye a little bit. Them guys ain't going to change. How can they change after they did this, they did that, they did this, they did that? People can change. Y'all seen it in your own family. Y'all seen it in your own self. So, it is possible that people can, hey, St. James. St. James said, Lord, don't let me fail. I want to be your bride. Okay? Listen, and I hope you heard of this example using my family business. But and even using my family business, I'm sure there's some people out there that want it. John ain't gonna be back out here drinking. They was sitting over there at the liquor house waiting on John. and my daddy didn't go back. He didn't go back. And like I said, if he had a personal failure, I ain't know about it. He dusted it off and kept on going. And to the point where, and watch this, to the point, him sticking to it and doing the hard work caused my mother to convert. It was more than a year later, but my mother was one of the ones who said, he gonna buy a case of beer next year. And not because she didn't believe in him. My mother, more than anybody in the world, knew my daddy's good potential because he's a good provider, excellent provider. So she knew, but when it came to somebody that she hung out with and went, and they used to go, they went to parties separately, they went together, they cut the floor together. And my parents still dance together. Y'all check out a video, I might put it up. I might put a video up of my parents. They still put on a little Teddy Pendergrass or who's that used to sing Used to Be My Girl, one of them groups, and they'll still cut a rug together. They show will. I got a video of them cutting the rug. But they stopped. They no longer went to the Elks Lounge to do it. They no longer went to the VFW to do it. They never hung, no longer. And my mom was just waiting for that friend, that husband that took her out dancing again. But they changed. They put up their VFW shoes for the church shoes. Eventually, his change and him converting and him sticking to it, in spite of people saying I don't believe him, changed her. She eventually changed. Go over here to church with my husband. And now my mother's a reverend, and both of them extremely active in the community and in the church. So that's another point. What we see happen with them in this whole process has touched other people. It's made other people look at themselves and say, hmm, hmm, if I'm not going to go over there and get the same messy mess in the manner that I got before, either I'm going to leave their channel or I'm going to stay there and I'm going to expect more healthier content. Now, does it mean they're not going to now? If one of you preachers slip out here and slip up, it's probably going to be reported. They're probably going to talk about it, right? Right? That's not what they're trying to stop. But the going at each other and stuff like that, I think that's going to cease. And how they do the content is going to is what's going to be better and polished, and that's going to spread out among other people, whoever you know um, is open to it. As a result of my dad, some of his brothers, um, not many, it was a few of them stopped drinking, child, but some of his buddies, like, let me give you an example. The same people that I used to see hang with my mom them at the VFW, the Elks. And I remember my mom them used to take these yearly trips where they would get on the bus, they would hire a company, and they would take these yearly trips to Virginia Beach with their friends, with these crowd of friends, their VFW members and friends and stuff. And they would go and they would laugh about, oh, we was on that bus just drunk up. And so they still travel with them same friends, but now they travel with them same friends from the church. Them same friends are at church too. Influence influence. My mom, her baby sister eventually um, converted to Christianity, and now her baby sister is a reverend like her, and some of her other sisters. See how it spreads? See how one person doing something a little bit different spreads? It spread out, and other people catch on, and they do it too. Hey, Sugar, let me put you close so I can see your name. Hey, Major. Lord, I still can't see it. Major Voice. Hey, Major Voice, thank you for coming in. So see how that happens. So these bloggers, maybe Bernard Jordan started something that's going to spread to other people, get other people talking about it. Yesterday, the titles were People Are Talking. People are talking. And people are talking. And that's what they're supposed to do. We're watching it go down. So that's what we're supposed to do. Talk about it. Speculate. Think about it. You know. But we're going to see what happens. And I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping for the best because I know when I stop engaging with the beef sector, I stopped engaging with them because I said I've spent a lot of time tearing up and I want to build. I spent a lot of time tearing down and now I want to build up. I've said that before any of this stuff right here. And I came over here to give a little light um, in what I do. And, I got a line. I have a line. I always have a line. I'm a teeter-totter on that line, but I ain't crossing it. But so even here, what can I do better when I do? I don't hit my button consistently or no schedule or no, but what can I do to be better? Hey, yeah, thank you for coming in. You finally caught me. I'm not consistent enough. So I understand that people can't always, your numbers are going to be low when you don't have a schedule. When you have a schedule and you're consistent and you come daily, then your numbers are going to be higher. I don't do things to work on that. So I acknowledge that and I know that. So, but anyway, so that's what I came on here to say. Very good thing. If you go over to uh, William McRae's Instagram, he have an excellent on his story. His story, and I might play this after I leave this. Y'all have to come over to Phase Captain's Quarters to see it. But his story show the different days and different outtakes from the days. It's really neat. It's very neat. I enjoyed it. I would love to say something messy about it. I would love to. I would love to say something messy about it, something shady about it. I don't think I can. I don't think I can. I don't think I can. But having said that, if you got an opinion that's opposing to mine, I would enjoy hearing it, and I respect hearing it. Okay, y'all make sure that y'all get Sean Talks. Sean Talks. I've been sending out messages to friends and people who are on YouTube, asking them to subscribe to her. I have put it on my community wall, asking people to subscribe to her. Let's get her to 1,000. It's not going to hurt us to do that, right? It's not going to hurt us. She's not going to take anything away from anybody for us to do that. Also, Dr. Blue, good God from Zion. Dr. Blue did it again today. Dr. Blue did a video today where she is on the phone, with Bishop, is it Bishop Wooten, Mother Kelly, and Andrew Caldwell. Okay, y'all don't believe me? Then y'all need to go over there and see. If y'all don't believe me, go over there and see. Am I telling y'all don't believe me? She's on the phone with these people. Yes, she is. She's calling them. Hold on, y'all. We're Phoenix Energy. Hold on. I don't know what that is, because that's not her calling them. Let me see.
I'm doing well. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for asking.
She's on the phone with Bishop Wooten.
Yes, ma'am. I already had my breakfast.
Mother Kelly.
Yes, ma'am. I know the bishop can be long-winded. That's why I ate before I called. Yes, ma'am. I have Mother Kelly on hold.
Told y'all.
Checking on her breakfast.
So the video is Dr. Blue, and it's called Let's Call Mother Kelly, Bishop Wooten, and Andrew Caldwell. Y'all don't want to miss this. You don't. So let me put the link in, because you don't want to miss this. So y'all make sure y'all check that video out. Dr. Blue is very, I don't know what I'm yeah, it let me put it in there. Did it come up? I don't think it came up. Let me change channels, because I don't think that came up. Dr. Blue, I love the way she does her videos. She's very creative. She's very entertaining. I absolutely love it. So I don't think that came up. Let me try again to put that in there. Y'all bear with me. Y'all know I'm never ready. You probably caught it. Okay, that is the link. Hopefully, yeah, there it is. That's the link to take you to Dr. Blue's chat, where you can hear this conversation between her, Mother Kelly, and Dr. Just stick with me now. Is this on?
You want me to come visit you when? I'm tied up all December. I'll come after the new year. A lot of women, when they converge onto.
That's all. Listen, y'all gonna have to go over there and hear. Listen, y'all gonna have to go over here and hear her on this this call. This what you call the call is what you call those calls when it's more than one conference call, on this conference call with these people. So y'all make sure that y'all check that out. And that's all I have. I hope that y'all have a good let's see what you say. Yes, y'all hit that like button. Thank you. I appreciate it, sugar. You said Dr. Blue is amazing, very entertaining and knowledgeable too. Yeah, she's very knowledgeable. When I listen to her video, she gives me everything that I enjoy. She gives me intelligence. I pick up something, I learn something. It's entertaining, and she gives me a good laugh, deep down within me. Dr. Blue is great, and I wish she would come on more often, because I really enjoy her. I really do enjoy her. And when she said that she used to be an educator, I was not surprised. I said, okay, that makes sense. So I enjoyed her. Y'all remember to live in peace on purpose. If I don't talk to y'all again, which I'm pretty sure I will, before the Thanksgiving holiday. Y'all have a great weekend, a good Thanksgiving holiday. Y'all safe travels to those of you who are traveling. It's calls. Earl me is calls. I believe it's calls. Just leave me alone. Let me believe. Leave me alone. Let me believe how I believe. They're entertaining. They're very entertaining. That's what they are. So y'all have a great weekend. Traveling mercies to those of you who are traveling. I'm be saying that right on up through Thanksgiving. And y'all remember, no matter what you are going through. Hey, Tarsha. Last night I listened to Tarsha Global. Tarsha Global, I am so glad that you shared, that you went back. You kept saying last night when you were live that you did not know why you were going back to that Whitehead stuff. And you hadn't talked about that. I understand why. But last night it was kind of, you was like, I don't know why I'm going back to this. I don't know. Well, it opened my eyes about some things. It helped me understand. Hey, Lady Dimples. Hey, Sugar. It helped me understand why you went there to the church, and it gave me some more insight on what happened. And it was appropriate in what you were talking about last night. So I really, really, really enjoyed. You love Tasha Global, the baby, honey. Ain't she the truth? We got some good Bishop Bernard Jordan. We got some good lady commentators around these parts. We really do. We really do. Dr. Blue, Tasha Global, and which Bishop Bernard Jordan already know. He's already aware. And she was invited. She was invited to it, but he said that she and Juice Radio was invited to it, and they could not make it. So maybe if he does some more, they can. But let's look at here. Look at here. Let me tell you something. I was watching and they were saying, y'all know anybody else? Y'all know anybody else? And I was like, yeah, who else can join? Baby, he said, maybe we'll do it on the cruise. Archbishop Bernard Jordan said, maybe we'll do it on the cruise. While my hand went up, as soon as he said cruise, I said, cruise? Huh? Did you say cruise? Did you say cruise? Did you say cruise? Huh? But anyway, they got my attention before. I was like, well, this person would be good. And this person I'm thinking of, and he said, cruise, my hand went up. Cruise. Anyway, but yeah, I really enjoyed your video last night, and I picked up what you was putting down. I got it. I understood what you were saying. You said, look, ain't none of you Negroes believe me. You were right. You were so right about it. And you Negroes thought I was crazy. I heard y'all even said I was crazy. Ain't none of y'all believe. I was trying to tell you. I was trying to tell you. Now he's over there, locked up, won't let me out. Listen, she was trying to listen. And then she said about that other chick, I tried to tell y'all. Now here I am down here again, trying to tell you. Hear me now. Hear me now. I heard you. I heard you. I heard you. You know that hit my spirit. He said, cruise. I said, hey, glory. Tell the Lord, thank you. My hand went up. But anyway, all right. Y'all remember to live in peace on purpose. And no matter what you're going through, know that all is well. Tell yourself that. Tell your heart that. Tell your mind that. Continue to speak that and confess that till it line up in your life. I know when he said cruise, I know you had to giggle in yourself and say that, cruise will go. She done woke up now. Uh-huh. Thank y'all for coming in. Y'all be blessed.